Alright guys, quick little video, kind of an overview of the newest gun in my gun collection, the Taurus Judge Public Defender. Now, I put off picking one of these up for a very long time. In fact, since they first released them back in the mid to late 2000s. I've shot many different Taurus Judge handguns. Just about everybody I know at one point in time has owned one or still owns one, and I've shot the Public Defenders and the new polymer ones and the ones that come in 454 and the 6-inch barreled ones, the Circuit Judge, all the different finishes, you know, the stainless, the two-tone, all that kind of stuff. You know, I've shot more Taurus Judge handguns than I can count because everybody at some point tends to buy one of these just because they're kind of a cool gun. And they are. They're a cool gun, without a doubt. It's a cool looking gun. There's something kind of cool and fun and unique about something. They'll shoot 410 shot shells and 45 long Colt, and depending on which model you get, 454, and depending on which model you get, you know, 45 ACP, right? There's something cool and fun about that type of gun, but I kept putting it off because, in my opinion, it is not the best option for a self-defense tool. It's not even close to the best option for a self-defense tool when it comes to a handgun, when it comes to a revolver, even when it comes to just finding something that'll shoot 45 long Colt or 410, right? I mean, you take 410 for instance, triple-aught buck, right? This is probably gonna, you know, ruin somebody's day if they're doing something they're not supposed to. And more than likely, you're going to get that good mental stop because somebody's not gonna want to get shot. But is this a physical stop? Maybe, maybe not. Are you going to get the type of penetration and tissue damage out of this that you get with a 45 out of a 4-inch barrel, or even a 9mm out of a 2.5, 3-inch barrel in a subcompact? No, you're not going to get the same amount of potential tissue damage if you're using good ammo, and you're certainly not going to get the same amount of penetration. Now, of course, like we said, it does shoot 45 long Colt. That's what I've got this one loaded up with. 5 rounds of Winchester PDX. I believe it's 270 grain. Now, that round out of this gun, I've seen the ballistic test at 15 yards. You get about 17 inches of penetration. That's pretty good. In fact, that's damn good. That's well within the FBI standards for penetration, and it will do plenty of damage. But does that mean this is the best option if you want to get a firearm, if you want to get a revolver that shoots 45 long Colt? No, there are better options out there, quite honestly. This is kind of big and bulky and heavy for that particular round. So definitely, in my opinion, not the best option for self-defense, but go back a little bit, it does have a cool factor to it, and that's basically why I bought it, is because it's kind of cool. Now, we just this past year, we got open carry here in Texas, and I wanted something a little bit different that not everybody open carries. I don't want to just open carry one of my Glocks or the SIG or my Ruger LCR or my little Model 65 revolver. I wanted something a little bit different. And this is something I've been wanting for a while. I've been looking for a reason to buy one. And, you know, we had the rallies coming up at the state capitol here a few weeks ago, and it just kind of gave me reason and incentive to go ahead and say, you know what, I've been meaning to buy a Judge for a while. Sure, it's kind of a gimmick gun, but it's a cool gimmick gun. Why don't I go ahead and pick one up? So that's what I did, picked one up. I want to show you some of the features on it. Really, there's not a lot to these guns. They're not very, you know, modular, right? not a lot of customization you can do on these, in particular the Public Defender. You can swap out the front sight. It comes with a fiber optic front sight. It's dovetailed in. You can swap that out if you want, and you can change out the grip if you want. In fact, it comes with 2 different grips, a small and a large. This is the large, and even the large, I can barely get my last finger on there. So at some point I'll probably change out the grip with something a little larger, maybe a nice wood grip or something like that. But really, that's about it. That's really all you can change out on these guns, is the front sight and the grips. Depending on what ammo you have in these things, they weigh in at about 35 ounces, which is significant. It's pretty heavy if you're not used to carrying around, let's say, a full-size 1911 or a Beretta 92FS or something full-size like that. If you're used to carrying around one of those things, then obviously something like this is not going to be that heavy. But if you're carrying around one of those things, why would you go to something like this when those are both more effective defensive tools? Unless you just, like me, wanted something that's kind of cool, you know? And that's what I did here. As far as what you need to put a package together like this, you know, get yourself a little speed loader. This is one for 410. I've got another one coming for 45 long Colt. Got myself a Serpa Black Hawk holster. This is a little CQC Black Hawk holster. Had to modify this one just a little bit because this one was actually made for the full-size Taurus Judge with the, I believe it's a 4-inch barrel. or a 3.5 inch or whatever it is. So I actually hacked the front off because I couldn't even find a model number for one specifically for the Public Defender. So a little bit of a hacksaw and took a nice smooth file and just kind of smoothed it all out so that it looks nice. It looks like it's supposed to be that way, you know, no rough edges or anything like that. It just looks like it's made for this gun. But really that's it. That's really all you can do. That's really all you need with something like this as a setup. You could probably get a nice leather holster, custom, maybe look a little better, get you nice wood grips like I'm probably going to do, make it even nicer than it already is. But in the end, it's just kind of a cool gimmick gun, right? Like that's basically why you pick something like this up, because there are better revolvers out there on the market. There are guns out there on the market with better capacity, with better calibers. There are guns out there on the market that are better if you just want to shoot 45 long Colt. But if you just want something cool, something fun, something that could be a conversation starter, and you know, something that does have some self-defense uses as well, just may not be the best at it, then maybe something like this, the Taurus Judge Public Defender, or any of the different models of Taurus Judge might be something for you. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to talk about price here real quick, because I know that's something everybody wants to know about, how much do these things cost. I picked this one up on Bud's Gun Shop for $378. You can actually pick up the polymer versions of this for $350 online. You get into some of the higher price ones around, you know, $450, $500, $550, $600 when you start looking at the different models like the stainless steel, the two-tone, the models with like the 4 and 6 inch barrels. When you get into the models that shoot 454 and 45 ACP and that kind of thing, they start to get a little bit more expensive. But if you're just looking for a good old-fashioned, you know, Taurus Judge Public Defender, just something good and useful and kind of cool, then you can pick them up for under $400, probably in that $350 to $400 range, depending on where you're shopping. But that is pretty much it. That's a look at the newest gun in my collection. Got any questions, comments, anything like that, leave it down below, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.